When the livelihoods of humans come in direct conflict with the natural world, it results in some of the biggest developmental dilemmas. The trade in rare fauna might be an old one, but years of exploitation have left many species on the brink of extinction. We now take a look at the impact of this illegal trade on some of the region's developing countries, and what is being done to protect the environment and its rich biodiversity.
The bird traders of Kathmandu begin their day in much the same way as they always have, carrying a load of birds to the bazaar where they will earn a meager yet comfortable livelihood. The birds have been captured from the villages on the outskirts of Kathmandu itself. Some come from neighboring countries. Their clientele is as diverse as their suppliers, those who travel all the way from Pakistan, India and even Bangladesh. But no one's told them that what they are doing is illegal.
It has been our ancestral occupation to sell birds in Kathmandu by bringing them from Uttar Pradesh, Allahabad, Patan, Calcutta and Kanpur. We don't know this profession is illegal. The police have not harassed us. They only advised us to switch to another occupation.
Nepal is a transit point in a lucrative but illegal trade in birds that threaten the country's own bird population if the practice does not stop immediately. In the heart of the Koshi Tapu Nature Reserve in Nepal, anti-poaching squads comb the thick jungles for any sign of the elusive nest hunters.
Poachers sometimes even come in the guise of grain traders or people who want to buy land. Some even come as contractors. They live in the villages and influence and trick gullible locals to trap and kill wild animals.
Besides the lack of awareness, neither the law nor its implementation is helping the wild bird population of Nepal. The lack of international cooperation and political will to enforce existing legislation has made it one of many centers for illegal trade and smuggling of wildlife in Asia.
20 million wild birds are trapped in the world annually, with 16 million dying before they even reach the buyer. Despite several regulations being in place, such as the Endangered Species Act, the Wild Bird Conservation Act, and the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, every year millions of wild birds find themselves stuffed in boxes or bags headed for the black market.
At the international airport in Sri Lanka, customs officials go through yet another routine check of live exports about to leave the country. Checks like these have significantly helped authorities keep tabs on the smuggling of animals and plant species out of the country.
There is great demand for plants and animals in the developed world, especially in economically and scientifically developed countries like Europe and Japan. Plants and animals are being used for various things, such as experiments, pets, for circus exhibitions, etc. And you can see that this demand is ever increasing.
Research has confirmed that exotic wild species such as birds, turtles, butterflies, reptiles and orchids have increasingly been smuggled out of Asia over the past few years. This is despite the fact that legal protection does exist in many countries. Although regulations have helped curb the trade in Sri Lanka, as elsewhere there are still loopholes through which traders are able to avoid detection as well as punishment. But the most formidable threat comes from the market for birds, especially in India, where the demand even caters to individual desires for customized birds.
If I want a budgerigar with blue wings instead of yellow or green, they'll say, yes, ma'am, we'll provide it to you. So they're designing the birds to suit different decors, which is tragic. Birds which are living, birds which belong to a particular ecosystem, which through natural selection have a particular color of wings and beak and tail and everything can now be altered to suit different households.
Millions of birds continue to leave the shores of Asia, and for them, these are not flights of fancy. All they have to look forward to is a cooped-up life and eventually an undignified death unless stronger regulations and better law enforcement makes sure otherwise.
The need for a safe, clean, and sustainable environment can never be overemphasized. Overlooking the long-term consequences may yield short-term economic profit, but the environmental impact will eventually make those benefits pale into insignificance. It is vital that strategies look beyond the present to ensure that even tomorrow, people will continue to be able to realize their right to development.